So we'll multiply it with the PVAF, take a 10% and 5, take which is 3.79. We have already computed. Then we'll add PV of salvage value. So salvage value take in worst case, take it is 20,000. Then we'll multiply it by the PVIF, which is 0.621. Okay, so this is the PV of the sum total of these two will be the PV of cash inflows. Then we'll minus the initial cash outflow. Okay, so in the worst case also it will be 4 lakh only. So now we'll solve it. So it's coming 3,79,000 plus it's 12420 minus 4 lakh. So it's coming negative rupees 8580. Okay, so this is the way you have to compute your NPV in the best case and the worst case. Okay, now let's move on to the third part of the question, which is the probability of occurrence of the worst case if the cash flows are perfectly dependent over time and independent over time. Okay, so in the worst case, the probability is 0.3. Okay, so there are two parts in this. Means we have to tell the probability of occurrence of the worst case if the cash flows are perfectly dependent over time, and the second part is when the cash flows are perfectly independent over time. Okay, so first I'm writing perfectly dependent. ठीक है, तो perfectly dependent वाले cases में your probability will be 0.3 and perfectly independent वाले केस के अंदर ठीक है your probability will be जो आपकी probability है ठीक है to the power n ठीक है n जो है in the present case is 5. Okay, so 0.3 to the power 5. ठीक है, just solve it. The answer will be it is coming 0.00243. Clear? So this is the way you need to find out. Okay, so for the worst case हमारी probability जो है वो 0.3 है. ठीक है, तो perfectly dependent अगर आपका है, ठीक है, अगर आपसे question पूछ रहा है the probability of occurrence of the worst case of the cash flows are perfectly dependent, तो उस वाले केस में probability will be 0.3. और अगर perfectly independent है तो उस वाले केस में ठीक है आपकी जो भी आपकी probability है worst case की ठीक है to the power n, ठीक है, which is the term of the project. ठीक है, now let's move on to the fourth part of the question, ठीक है, which is standard deviation and coefficient of variation, assuming that there are only 3 streams of cash flows which are represented by each column of the table with the given probabilities. So here in the fourth part we need to compute the standard deviation and coefficient of variation of NPV in all the 3 situations, which is when probability is 0.3, then 0.5 and 0.2. Okay, so we've already computed the NPV when the probability is 0.3 and 0.2. But we'll compute the NPV at 0.5 also. So when probability is equal to 0.5, NPV will be your annual cash inflow is 1,10,000 into PVAF which will be 3.79 plus the salvage value in this case is 50,000 into 0.621. Okay, so this sum total will be the PV of cash inflows. This means minus करते हैं initial cash outflow, which in the present case will also be 4 lakh only. Now we'll solve it. It's coming 416900 plus 31050 minus 4 lakh. So it's coming rupees 47950. Clear? Now we have to compute the standard deviation. So for that we'll make table. I'm sorry, the first column will be your X. So here the NPV, the figures of NPV I'm denoting by X. So the first column is X. Then we have probabilities. So the figures for X will be okay. So when probability was 0.3, that is the worst case. The NPV was this. So I'm just going to write it down. Minus 8580 and the probability is 0.3. Okay, then when the probability is 0.5, take the NPV is this 47,950 एंड व्हेन द प्रोबेबिलिटी ठीक है वाज 0.2 ठीक है विच इज़ द बेस्ट केस ठीक है द NPV ठीक है which we have already computed ठीक है which was ठीक है 92060 okay so it is 92060 now ठीक we'll compute it in the usual manner only px it will be minus 2574 it's 23975 it's 18412 now we'll sum it up so it's coming 39813 so this is what x bar now we'll compute x minus x bar so it is 8580 it will be 48393 minus then here 47950 minus 39813 it will be 8137 then 92060 minus 39813 will be 52247 so the next column will be x minus x bar ka whole square okay so we have to square it up okay so for simplifying the calculations I'm writing the figures in the rest of the columns in crores okay so 48,393 into 48,393 will be 234.188 crores then it will be 6.62 and it will be 272.97 okay then p into x minus x bar ka whole square okay so 234.188 into 0.3 it will be 70.256 6.62 into 0.5 it's 3.31 272.97 into 0.2 it is 54.594 now we'll sum it up so it's coming 128 into 0.16 okay so here I'm writing together for those two columns I have taken rupees and crores okay now we have to compute the standard deviation which is what under root variance okay or I can say it is under root sigma p x minus x bar ka whole square so it's coming okay so it's coming rupees 35800 okay in order to avoid your confusion okay just remember that ये 128.16 crores है okay just mention crores और उसके yeah ठीक है you have to compute the square root of 128.16 crores and not 128.16 okay so you can just write it like this it's 12816 okay so when you do the square root of it okay you will get the answer okay 35800 clear so this is the way the fourth part will be done okay it's a simple portion okay बस fourth part में what you have to do is कि आपको standard deviation और coefficient of variation जो है कि आपको निकालना है किसका NPVs का ठीक है under three different situations clear so now we have computed the standard deviation and now we will compute coefficient of variation which is the formula is SD by mean so SD we have computed it's 35800 and the mean is 39813 so it's coming 0.90 clear so now let's move on to the fifth part of the question which is coefficient of variation of x limited on its average project which is in the range of 0.95 to 1 if the coefficient of variation of the project is found to be less risky than average 100 basis points are deducted from the company's cost of capital okay so in the question the range which is given to us is 0.95 to 1 ठीक है लेकिन अगर हमारा कोफिशिएंट ऑफ वेरिएशन जो है कि वो इस रेंज से और कम होता है मींस इट इज फाउंड टू बी लेस रिस्की ठीक है तो उस वाले केस में ठीक है हमारी कंपनी की जो कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल में है उसमें से हम 100 बेसिस पॉइंट्स जो डिडक्ट कर देंगे ठीक है. सो सिंस ठीक है हमने यहाँ पे कंप्यूट किया इन पार्ट 4, ठीक है हमारा जो कोफिशिएंट ऑफ वेरिएशन है वो निकल रहा है कितना 0.90. सो दिस मीन्स दैट कि हमारी जो रेंज है 0.95 से 1 की जो हमारी रेंज है, ठीक है, उससे हमारा प्रोजेक्ट जो है ठीक है वो और भी ज़्यादा लेस रिस्की है. ठीक है, क्योंकि उसका कोफिशिएंट ऑफ वेरिएशन से सिर्फ 0.90 ही आ रहा है. सो देयरफॉर ठीक है हमारा जो न्यू कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल होगा ठीक है वो कितना हो जाएगा 9%. द करंट कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल जो है ठीक है वो हमारा कितना है 10% है. ठीक है, एंड विल डिडक्ट 100 बेसिस पॉइंट्स. ठीक है, दैट मीन्स वील डिडक्ट 1% फ्रॉम इट. सो द न्यू कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल ठीक है विल बी योर 9%. ठीक है, एंड यू हैव टू कंप्यूट एनपीवी ठीक है ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ 9% कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल. Okay, so that is only what we have to do in fifth part. Okay, so fifth part. So first we will write new cost of capital. It is 10% minus 1%, 9%. Okay, now we have to compute NPV at the rate of 9%. Okay, so NPV will be PV of cash inflows minus initial cash outflow. Okay, so I'm not writing the formula in detail, okay, because we have already mentioned it earlier. So PV of cash inflows is annual cash inflow. Okay, is 1,09,000. See, ये वाला part जो fifth part will be done in the same manner जैसे आपने first part किया था. ठीक है, जहाँ पे आपने expected NPV निकाली थी ना, बिल्कुल वैसे ही आपको करना है ये. बट वहाँ पे हमने cost of capital को 10% लिया था, यहाँ पे ठीक है we have to take it as 9%. ठीक है, तो when we have done the first part, ठीक है, there we have already computed. हमने compute किया था हमारा annual cash inflow ठीक है was 1,09,000 और हमारा salvage value ठीक है was 43,000. ठीक है, so we'll take these two figures only. So it will be annual cash inflow ठीक है is 1,09,000. बस आप जब multiply करोगे PVAF, so here the R will be 9%, N will remain 5 years only. ठीक है, plus the salvage value ठीक है we have taken as 43,000. ठीक है, into PVIF ठीक है 9% ठीक है and 5 minus initial cash outflow ठीक है 4 lakh only. ठीक है, so it is 1,09,000 into, so PVAF take 9% and 5 is, so it is 3.889 plus 43,000 ठीक है into the PVIF ठीक है is 0.650 minus 4 lakh. Now we'll solve it. It's coming 423,901 plus 27,950 minus 4 lakh. So it will be rupees 51,851. ठीक है, so this is the way you have to compute the NPV. ठीक है, बिल्कुल वैसे ही करना है जैसे आपने फर्स्ट पार्ट सॉल्व किया था. बट ठीक है देयर यू यूज द कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल एज 10% और इस वाले केस में कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल को हमें 9% लेना है. सो फिगर्स जो हमारे होंगे एनुअल कैश इनफ्लो के और सैलरी वैल्यू विल बी द सेम ठीक जो कि हमने फर्स्ट पार्ट में लिया था. ठीक है, सो हेंस सिंस एनपीवी इज पॉजिटिव, project should be accepted.